Hi everybody, and again, welcome to week 2, and a good push through week 1. I know I keep on saying that, but it can be a struggle to get through the first week of this class, especially if you're sort of blindsided by the amount of equipment that you need to get. With that being said, there were so many people that didn't have their equipment. I really need to contact the department and just see what's going on, because typically, I teach this class from time to time, every few months or so I teach it, and I've never had so many people unprepared with equipment, so I'm wondering if they've changed the way that they post equipment requirements so that it's not as available, so that people really seem shocked and legitimately didn't know. And so I'm trying to make as many accommodations as I can for that through today, Monday, April 23rd. But after today, I just really can't. We need to move on, and you need to have all of your equipment. So that being said, this weekend, I have to apologize. I did not expect to be out of internet contact. I was told that I would have internet access where I was staying, and then I didn't. And so I wasn't able to answer all of your questions in a timely manner. I mean, I was able to answer them within 48 hours, but sometimes, even though that's okay according to AII, it just doesn't feel like enough, especially the first week. I mean, frankly, it just feels rude when I don't answer all of your questions right away the first week. After the first week, I expect that people's questions aren't as urgent, but I really apologize about that. I didn't anticipate that, and when I got back last night, I saw what a problem that was for so many people. So I'm trying to be as accommodating as I possibly can in my grading, because I understand that a lot of you are working through the weekend and you didn't have me responding quickly to your questions. That shouldn't be an issue for future weeks, and so I won't be as accommodating in my grading, but this week I will be. Okay, so, and also what I was seeing when I'm going through the assignments today is that a lot of people just really didn't understand one or more of the assignments, and there wasn't enough clarification according to them. And I go through the assignments and I try to clarify where I see sort of vagueness in the language, but I don't always foresee what other people aren't going to understand, and clearly this time around I didn't. But in the future, I'm going to make sure, at least for the first 3 weeks, I give you lots and lots of clarification for the assignment. So hopefully that's not an issue. Also, for this first assignment, for all of the imaging assignments this first week, I just really wanted you to work with your equipment. So I wasn't too persnickety about how you turn in your assignments, because it just can be overwhelming. If you're using brand new equipment to you, it can be so nerve-wracking that when you go to turn in the assignment, it's overwhelming if your instructor is super picky. So I let that go this week, so I didn't really put in the instructions that you needed to label your images a certain way, and I was pretty lax about how you make your PDF and da-da-da-da. And I feel like that's appropriate, because it's really, you need some mental space to just get used to the light meter. Okay, but week 1's over, so now I am going to verbally give you all of the instructions that I expect you to follow for the rest of the class, but they'll also be embedded in the assignment instructions. First, make sure that when you turn in your assignment, you turn the whole thing into one single multi-page PDF. So I want your contact sheets, your finals, and your enlarged equipment and view equipment shots and your light meter shot all in one PDF. Now, I get it that some people don't have super fast internet connections and it will take forever to upload that. If that's the case, it's okay. You can separate your contact sheets and your enlarged equipment shots from your finals, and then just upload it as 2 files. But make sure it's a PDF. And, if you can handle it, make sure it's just one. If not, that's okay. And then in the future, for all your future assignments, make sure that you label each image in your contact sheet with its exposure settings. Best case scenario, you also label your finals with the exposure settings, but I can usually find them in your contact sheets if I don't see it on your final. Also, for all of your future assignments, you're going to need to, and this is important, so listen, you're going to need to include enlarged equipment shots. That means during your shoot, stand back and just take a snapshot of how you have your lighting equipment set up so that we can all see it. You're probably going to need to use a wide-angle lens, and to do this, you might also need to use your camera's timer in the event that you need to be standing in the scene holding up a bounce someplace or something. But just be prepared for that. And if that snapshot ends up being taken with a cell phone, that's fine. We don't need a really high quality image. We just want to have a general idea of how you set up your equipment so that we can talk about it intelligently. Also, for all of your future assignments, I do need a snapshot of how you are using your meter in the scene that you are shooting. This is important because I want to make sure that you're using your meter in a mode that's effective and appropriate for the setting, and I want to make sure that you're pointing it in the right direction. And once we get toward the end of the class and you all understand how to use your meters, these shots are just going to be tedious. But for right now, they're really important, so make sure you get them. They're so important, as a matter of fact, that I will not accept an assignment unless it is including those enlarged views of the equipment shot and how you're using your light meter in the scene shots. I will not accept an assignment without it. It's so important at the beginning of the class. So make sure they're in there. I will consider your assignment late until you add them in. Also, for every assignment, I expect a little write-up. And it looks like everybody followed that instruction. And usually I give you very specific points that I want you to cover in your write-up. And it doesn't need to be long. There's no minimum word requirement or anything like that. I just need you to cover the points that I ask you to. And usually it's like, hey, the point of this assignment was this and this. What did you think of this and this? It's really straightforward. Not very big deal. And also, it's kind of awkward to just post something without saying anything. But I don't think anybody's done that. So good. Great. And then lastly, just this week, not usually, but just this week, I'm going to be posting a lot of my feedback today on Monday. So week 1's feedback is actually going to be posted today in week 2. That's not normal for me. It's just because I really got thrown off my normal schedule this weekend. I'm so sorry. But in the future, it won't be an issue. But just today, hopefully you're able to check in and realize that you need to go back to the assignments and get any additional feedback that I just posted today. Oh, I think that covers everything. And if you have any questions during the week, don't hesitate to call me at my home during normal business hours. I live on the West Coast, so I'm in Pacific Standard Time, but you can probably call me during most normal business hours in whatever time zone you are at, assuming you're in the continental United States, and it'll be okay. I'm up pretty early. The number is 503-317-4090. I always have office hours each week, but you don't have to call me during my office hours. It's just that that's the one time during the week I'll actually be sitting by the phone because that's what I commit to do. The rest of the week I probably won't pick up, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can also email me too, but a lot of times with equipment questions, if you're just really frustrated with your equipment, it is so much easier for me to just talk to you on the phone. For me. I don't know about you, but it's easier for me. Okay, well anyways, again, thanks for pushing through week 1. Hopefully everybody's got their equipment by now, and if not, get it. And again, if you weren't able to do assignment number 3 because you didn't have a handheld light meter, don't worry, you can still get a good grade in the class. It's okay. It's okay. But you do need a handheld light meter to continue with the class. All right, guys, thanks, and I will look forward to seeing your work this week.